Ernie Richardson seems to have copyrighted this shot. Hits the Alberta rock, pushing it out of play, rolls to the center to count 3, and puts Saskatchewan out in front 5-4. They go on to defeat Alberta 10-8 and pave the way for the first 4-time win at the Canadian Curling Championship.
There's 2 Briars I talk about. They're all very important, but there's 2. Yeah, the first one was a beautiful surprise for us to be able to, all of a sudden, be in a pretty good team to be in the Canadian champion. And the fourth one was the one that gave us the most satisfaction of breaking the record.
At the Brandon Brier, Ernie Richardson and his fine rink from Regina won it for a record-breaking 4th time.
So that was your 4th Brier and your 4th Worlds in 1963. Why was your team so successful back then?
Well, we're all extremely competitive, and we all like winning way better than losing. and we just hate the thoughts of losing. And the thing is, everybody's after you, and when everybody goes after you and wants to beat you, it makes you want to play harder. Some people can do that, some people can't. We were blessed with that ability to do that.
The Richardsons don't like to see a lot of stones lying around the house, especially if they belong to someone else. Ernie delivers.
Of course, you had Mel. You talked about Mel being your new lead. It must have been exciting for him going as his first time to a Brier with 3 guys that won it 3 times.
Mel had a screwball personality. He had a dry sense of humor. You never knew what was coming out of his mouth. And usually it was funny, and he just wouldn't crack a smile even. That was usually funny. And Sam and him had a lot of fun together.
It's got to be letter perfect. Mel Perry and Sam sweep it past the guard, and the rest is easy. A perfect takeout, leaving Saskatchewan lying 2.
We were very proud of what we did, but it just turned out that was a year that everything clicked. And when we won the 4th, of course, in Brandon, that was the icing on the cake. Then to win out in Brandon, and then go over to Scotland. And the year before, they actually added 2 teams to the Scotch Cup. It was United States, Sweden, and Scotland and ourselves. Anytime we played the American teams, they were always competitive. You had to play to beat them. We lost a game to the Americans, but just fine. We beat them the next game. We had to, because otherwise we couldn't have won that Scotch Cup that year.
A special float carried the 4-time Brier champions, the Richardsons of Regina, to the scene of the 1964 Canadian Curling Championships, the Charlottetown Forum.
And the 5th year we went to Prince Edward Island, we were heavily favored to win that one. Isn't that funny how it happens? Underdogs the first one, heavily favored, and we won our first 5, and we felt pretty good. And we let our guard down a wee bit. And the last game we had played Diag, I would say that he outskipped me and outplayed us, and they beat us fair and square.
The big fellow from Regina can't afford to get any further behind. But he wrecks on the guard, leaving BC to count 1. British Columbia hands Saskatchewan their 2nd defeat of the Charlottetown Brier.
We found out the difference between winning and losing when we lost the 5th. We'd always come home winners. and when the 5th one we come home, we weren't that happy. It was a sad plane ride home from Prince Edward Island.